I will genuinely be shocked if WWE Speed is a long-term success for the company. I'm just going to be completely honest here. I watched the first episode, and the entire episode was 3 minutes and like 45 seconds. The match itself was Dragon Lee versus Ricochet, two of my favorites. And I'll be completely honest with you guys. I think there's going to be a lot of problems with this, in my opinion. I'm going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it right here. If you're not subscribed, you totally should click subscribe. But here's the thing. Ricochet and Dragon Lee just going back and forth, move after move. Okay? Some people like that kind of stuff. Some people don't. However, what we got to kind of discuss, like, what's the purpose of WWE Speed? Well, obviously, a lot of people in society, their brains have completely gotten fried due to TikTok, right? The attention span of a human being these days is a lot lower than it ever was long before social media, right? Long before TikTok and long before all this, right? The attention spans have gotten down. So WWE is now creating content for 52 weeks a year, which means, you know, if they continue this trend of where it's just one match per one episode, that's 52 matches that they have to film in order to make this content, right? Because it's going to be for 1 year, I believe, on X. Now, the matches are 3 minutes long. Ricochet and Dragon Lee basically finished with 3 seconds left on the clock. Okay. Well, if you're trying to maximize the most out of 3 minutes, how many matches will end within the first 20 seconds? How many matches will end within the first 2 minutes, right? This is going to get pretty predictable relatively quickly. I think that's the first issue, is predictability. I think the second thing is a lot of people really just don't care about this kind of content. I think the reality is a lot of people watch WWE for what WWE is, which is the melodramatic storylines, you know, the cinematics of The Rock and Roman and Cody and Seth. I think you have a lot of talented wrestler members, and it's cool that they'll be able to do something for WWE, but I don't think 3 minutes is enough time to digest anything, really. You gotta do these moves rapid, fast. The selling portion of things is kind of an issue, right? And I think there's that lack of emotion connection to these matches. At least that's how it felt for me watching Ricochet and Dragon Lee, which, by the way, let me just make it perfectly clear. If Ricochet and Dragon Lee were given 20 minutes on Raw or SmackDown, they will have a far greater match than what they're going to do in 3 minutes. So I don't think having a quick match like this helps them in any capacity. I don't think it gives time for fans to digest who these characters are and who these wrestlers are on a personable basis, right? The show just immediately kicks into action. There's no entrances. There's no promo. Obviously, that can change within different episodes, but the idea is for WWE to create very fast-paced content, and that's because people don't have the attention spans. I don't know. It's just like, at first I thought maybe it could be kind of a cool idea, but I really just, I saw that first episode and I'm like, okay, this is cool, but like long term, I don't think this really has a place in the WWE. I don't. And I hope I'm wrong, because obviously this is more ways for people to get ring time if they're not on TV. And that's something that you do got to factor in, right? You got to factor that in. This is exclusive to X. At the time I was watching, there was only 25,000 people viewing it. You know, I think that's another thing that you have to consider. I don't know how X is paying out WWE or anything like that. Typically, X is pretty shitty with revenue and monetization, but with WWE, maybe Elon Musk has mustered up a, better deal for them or something like that. But I don't see how even that being a 3 minute match or 2 minutes and 57 seconds, I don't even really see how that's monetizable in a way that's actually beneficial to the WWE. I'm going to assume that WWE more than likely is not generating that much money from doing this show, but I think it's for WWE to continue planting their seed across all social media platforms, right? And I think that is where WWE truly wins here. I don't think it's so much about the content. I think it's more about the idea of WWE being everywhere and having properties that are exclusive to different platforms. That is the key to WWE Speed. But I think the overall interest level, even when I'm browsing X, it doesn't seem like that many people care. And it's a weird thing because, you know, I've read spoilers of different matches that have been taped for WWE Speed, and it's like all the wrestlers that I like and a lot of wrestlers that could be really good if utilized more often. And obviously, that doesn't seem to be beneficial to them being on there. But who knows? Maybe it is. Maybe it will be. Maybe I'm completely wrong. In fact, I hope I'm definitely wrong. But I just think if I'm looking at this from a business standpoint, I think this is not going to be a huge moneymaker. I don't think WWE cares about that. The good thing is WWE isn't, WWE could tape all 52 matches in one day if they wanted. You know what I mean? These matches are 3 minutes or less. So it's not like WWE is going to be burning through payroll to make this happen. These are obviously filmed before SmackDown. The one thing I will say that I did like about WWE Speed was the branding and the look of it. Like on the barricade and the ring apron and like the Trons and stuff, the WWE Speed branding is pretty damn cool. So I will give them that. I do wonder why they chose this name instead of maybe WWE Velocity. That would have been really cool if they brought back the Velocity name. But yeah, I think this is just a very interesting concept. I think this is an interesting concept that unfortunately just doesn't work out long term. I think people will talk about it here and there. This is not something I see myself reviewing every single week. I don't think this will get a lot of coverage on YouTube. I think maybe you'll see some people tweet about it here and there. I think the reality is the WWE Speed Championship, once that it gets unveiled, obviously they're doing a tournament. Once that gets unveiled, I think people will talk about it, and then immediately after it won't mean anything. And I don't know. I don't know how else I'm supposed to feel about this. Like, it just seems to me that this is WWE pumping out more content, and that's it. And I don't even think they necessarily care about the content. And I don't think they necessarily care about the reaction to the content that they get here. Because this is, again, it's just them planting their seed everywhere and watching it grow. I just don't know if 3-minute matches will do it. I don't. I really don't. I thought it was cool. Like, you don't really see... Like, it's just the match, really. I mean, that's all they're doing. They're just putting the match live at 12 p.m. You don't see really the commentary. You don't see, people on the entrance ramp. You don't see the entrances. They're making it very clear it's about the 3 minutes of matchup. But, like, what's going to happen, if you have Bronson Reed in there and he's having a match against somebody and he wins in 45 seconds? Like, that's the end of the episode? Like, that's kind of a waste of time in a way. I mean, it's not really a waste of time in reality because it's only 45 seconds, but... if you're going to have Bronson Reed in there, which we know that he's going to be in there, quick matches, Odyssey Jones is expected on there. Like, if you're going to have those really, really quick matches, it almost seems like it's just a waste, right? And then if you have a 3-minute match, it seems like it's predictable because that's always going to be the outcome. The last thing I want to say, I don't want to see every match ending with like 2 or 3, 4, 5 seconds. The only thing that makes me really curious about the concept is what's going to happen if you don't win within 3 minutes. That's the thing that makes me intrigued. And I don't know if they explained that. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think. My genuine thoughts on WWE Speed. Long term, nothing good is really going to come from it.